Hi, good evening. Welcome to another episode of PR Cricket Chat. How's everybody doing? Not the result that I expected. At least I think me and along with countless other fans thought India would steamroll New Zealand. In fact, the promos on Geo Cinema said 3-0. So they'd all assumed it was going to be 3-0, 2-0 against Bangladesh, though they're expecting 5 wins in the 5 home tests. If the first test was a rude awakening, second test was an absolute shocker. I think, again, like I said in the first test review, full credit to New Zealand. They won a very important toss, but more importantly, they made it count. I don't think that was a 259 pitch. Um, First of all, let me say that Tom Latham out-captained Rohit Sharma completely this series so far. First day, India have made the inroads. They've got Tom Latham out in Ashwin's first over, which is the seventh over of the day. New Zealand are 30 odd for one. New batsman comes in, easy singles and offer, no close in catches, 90 for two at lunch, no close catches, easy singles. And if not for a fantastic bowling performance by Washi, who came back into the side after nearly 40 months, 3.5 years, I think the situation would have been a lot worse. New Zealand were well on track to get 350, 375 and could have probably won by an innings. But from 197 for three, Washi restricted them to 259. I don't think it was a 259 pitch. Rohit Sharma's captaincy is very defensive, much as have been very praiseworthy of him. I think it's time to say that his test captaincy has always not been on par with his white ball captaincy. I think it was poor on day one. To complicate matters, Rohit Sharma, the batsman, is going through an absolute horror run. End of the day, honors I thought were 50-50 because 259 on that pitch I thought was a very good score. India did well to come back. Second morning, I think the first half an hour, India were in control. It was 50 for one. Gill and Jaiswal were playing well. But I think the fall of Gill, I think, opened up the floodgates and India were all out finally for about 156. Definitely, this was not a 156 pitch. Like I said, New Zealand shouldn't have got 260. There's no way India should have got 160 on that pitch. So I think the game basically finished by lunch on day two because New Zealand were set to take a 100-run lead, 125-run lead. And the minute you have any kind of lead on that pitch, there is no way you can play catch up. And by the end of day two, I think they really rocketed along 5 down, but scoring at about 5 and over. India's spinners were very ineffective, not only in the first half of day one, but on day two, I think Washi was the only guy who had some control. Ashwin and Jadeja, by their lofty standards, have had a remarkably poor series on pitches that were tailor-made for spin. Maybe it's spun too much, but Jadeja was innocuous. Ashwin was innocuous and until the third morning. By then, the horse had bolted the stable. The only positive, I think, for India in this series, if you look at it, is the emergence of Washington Sundar, especially in this test. I've always maintained Washi is a fabulous cricketer. He's an all-format player. He's got the game to play in the top six for India in Test cricket. Needs to improve his power hitting for the white ball more than a handy off spinner. And I think in a way that is the only positive that came out of this series. Jaiswal, of course, reinforced his stature as one of the superstars of Indian cricket coming through. But I think, let's be honest, I think Rohit and Virat are at the fag end of their careers. There's no doubt about that. We are going to head into the Border Gavaskar Trophy in Australia. Earlier, we thought with the WTC final sealed, but I think with an aging four people in the side with Ashwin and Jadeja and Virat and Rohit, at least Ashwin and Jadeja are contributing. Jadeja got some runs with the bat. Ash got some wickets with the ball, but I think Rohit and Virat really need to seriously ask themselves if this is what they want to do in terms of Test cricket. I don't know if they have the stomach for a fight anymore. Both of them look mentally shot. And I thought I'd never say this, but I don't know if I've seen Virat Kohli look so clueless as he did in that first inning, missing a full toss. So a lot of worries for India as they head to the third test. They need a win desperately to even have a hope of the BGT. And we'll talk about the Australian series later, but how the tables have turned. Everybody thought India would beat New Zealand 3-0. Now India are fighting to avoid that 3-0. I always felt New Zealand would not be a pushover. I said this on a couple of other YouTube shows as well. I always felt New Zealand was not a pushover, but they've proven that they played outstandingly well. Terrific captaincy. The fielding and catching has been brilliant. Smart bunch of cricketers who played brilliantly and put the Indian bowlers off. And definitely they were helped with some poor field placings and lack of closing catches. Full marks to New Zealand. They took advantage of the gift that was offered to them in Bangalore by bowling brilliantly up front. They won an important toss in Pune and batted very well. I think India, at least if they came out with a very positive approach in the second inning, if they'd done that in the first innings, at least the defeat could have been closer, if not avoided. But hats off to New Zealand. Lot of pondering, lot of soul searching to do for India. Their biggest worry will be the form of Rohit and Virat Kohli. I don't, and in fact, Mitchell Santner has taken more wickets than Rohit has scored runs in this test match, which is a major, major worry. We'll talk more about it in the third test. I know that there's nothing to play for, but because of the WTC points, every test is important. So India have to win, and we'll talk about that next week. Thank you very much for watching another episode of PR Cricket Chat. If you like this video, please do subscribe, share, tell your friends and family, press the bell icon for notifications. Need your support and reaching all passionate cricket fans out there. Welcome your feedback. If you think anything can be done to make the show better, please do reach out via the comments. Thanks and have a lovely day.